Hey everyone, Ivan Bluco here. Today I'm going to give you a what if mini. What if Goku unlocks Super Saiyan God on Namek instead of Super Saiyan? Now in this timeline, because Goku is the last Saiyan as far as we know, there's no other Saiyans, and the Namekians are starting to die out because there's only like Piccolo and Kami left because all the rest of them are being taken away. In this timeline, Goku, instead of rage after Piccolo, Piccolo gets shot, Krillin gets blown up. Instead, he has he does a prayer of praying for a power that can stop Frieza. Frieza is enjoying this time right now because he's getting rid of all of them and playing with his food. But here, Goku instead unlocks Super Saiyan God. Frieza can't read power levels at all, and no one else can either, thinking this is just the Kaioken like before. But in this timeline, Goku is way more powerful, gaining Super Saiyan God and just wiping the floor with Frieza and just taking him out right there. The power jump is so high that it's literally impossible to tell. Now, a lot of the events. Now, when they go back to Earth, King Cole will just go back to himself and be dealt with even easier than before in the original timeline. Goku would still get the heart virus as per usual, so Trunks would come back the exact same way. Only difference is that in the present timeline, Cole comes back and then gets taken out the same way. Now, with the here's where things get very different. Instead of Goku just training and barely getting any stronger in the next coming years, in this timeline, they will get way more powerful because God Ki gives you a massive boost to your base, and Goku having access to God Ki would only make his friends want to train even harder. Gohan would gain the first form of Super Saiyan because he would be dealing with a way more powerful Goku and getting way better training. Piccolo would be way more powerful. I'd say he'd probably be around fused. He'd be like half fused Kami level, or around that level. But he would be very much more powerful because Goku was already training in his base with Piccolo. Vegeta, seeing as how Goku's gotten way more powerful, would also be pushing himself to the limit. I'd say he'd be almost on grade 2 level of Super Saiyan, but not quite because he's training by himself. So he'd be a little bit stronger, but wouldn't be that much stronger. Now we get to the Android Saga. Things would change a lot for the Android Saga. Goku would still get the heart virus and need to be rushed off, but he would have destroyed 19 himself, so Dr. Gero would escape and try and go unlock get the androids. Vegeta and Piccolo would obviously stop him because he'd be way more powerful, and Dr. Gero's destroyed. This leaves Cell with all the free time he can have, and then just go and absorb the androids, instantly becoming perfect Cell. Then when they sense his power, he's very powerful. So they need to figure out what to do next. Goku is still out of commission, and this is where Piccolo gets a bright idea. He's going to unlock his potential early because he sees that Gohan got his potential unlocked and became a Super Saiyan at a kid's age. So he thinks, what if I unlock my potential and then fuse with Kami to become even more powerful? So he unlocks his potential and becomes way more powerful. I would say around Majin Buu level easily, and fuse it with Kami, so his power would be through the roof, and go into the hyperbolic time chamber. It would be Goku and Gohan, and Vegeta would take Trunks, and Gohan would go in with a little bit of time with Goku because he wants to train the next generation. Now, Vegeta would be way more powerful in this timeline. He'd probably be at Master Super Saiyan, and same with Trunks, seeing that Master Super Saiyan is a thing, and they would go rush off and face Cell early. Now, they would still lose. Master Super Saiyan is powerful, but their bases are way weaker, so they would still lose the battle. Next would be Goku and Gohan. They would go in next. Cell would still host the Cell tournament, so Goku would have the time to train with both Piccolo and Gohan. Gohan would become way more powerful. Like, he would unlock Super Saiyan 2 with ease thanks to a way strong Goku. While Goku right here is learning for like a new power level. Like with Gohan, he just trains him to be Master Super Saiyan and then eventually unlocks Super Saiyan 2 because Gohan already had Super Saiyan, so he would be able to get through the grades faster and they'd be able to push themselves even further from the limits. Goku would then go again with Piccolo, and in this time instead, they would be pushing each other to the absolute extreme. Piccolo would be using his golden form, Goku would be using his Super Saiyan God form, and they would be clashing almost the entire year. Both would unlock a special new power that they could use to easily destroy Cell, Super Saiyan Blue, and Orange Piccolo. When the Cell tournament arrives, Vegeta wants to go again, same with Trunks, and Goku allows it, so that they can see what they do. It would go similar to the canon, except Vegeta would still lose, same with Trunks, and then Goku, not even giving Cell the opportunity, would tell Gohan to take him. This Cell has gone major Zenkais facing Vegeta twice, but Gohan would still be way more powerful because he's already Super Saiyan 2. He already has that form unlocked and able to use it at will. Gohan would see that this guy cannot be reasoned with because he absorbed tons of people. He took the androids. So Gohan would instantly power up to Super Saiyan 2 and just atomize Cell. Now, in this timeline, they didn't know 17 and 18 or 16 because he was never awakened. They still went to the lab. They saw 16. They found the mini cell and they destroyed it. They destroyed everything there. But other than that, Krillin doesn't get 18. Sad for him. Now we go into the time skip. This is going to be different. Vegeta, seeing how far he is, behind Goku, Piccolo, Gohan. I'd say he still has a strained relationship with Trunks, but Trunks is happy that he's become so powerful, way more powerful in canon. And this will come up later, but if you remember that. So, Vegeta thinks what to do next. So he thinks, my tail, a Saiyan's power. He doesn't know what Goku has, but he knows that he can gain something himself. So he gains the Blitzwave machine. That's right. Unlocks his tail and starts training to get Super Saiyan 4. In the time skip, it takes a couple years for him to truly master this power. But once he's unlocked Super Saiyan 4, he decides he wants to go fight Goku. Goku, who's already so much further ahead thanks to having a God and Blue unlocked because he unlocked Super Saiyan later, so it took a little longer to truly master this. Vegeta would come and take him on in a fight. Goku would win. It would be very easy, not because Super Saiyan 4 is weak, but more so because Vegeta is still weaker than Goku. Goku has been training with Piccolo and Gohan, who are way more powerful than in canon, and honestly already probably super level, if not Buu Saga level, while Vegeta has been training alone. He's been trying to brute force his power. Vegeta, he gets his he understands, and it's it finally tempers his ego, so he's more akin to Super Vegeta. He still wants to get stronger, but now he knows that there's way more powerful people out there, Piccolo, Gohan, and Goku, and decides train with Piccolo or Goku when he has time. So once we get to Buu Saga, Gohan is a lot more like his father, a lot more like future Gohan, where he's less book smart and more he likes to train with his father. Goten would be way more powerful as well. I'd say he'd have mastered Super Saiyan, if not on the steps to getting Super Saiyan 2. And Gohan would still meet up with Videl, and they would have their relationship. But Gohan would be a lot more, a frat boy. He'd be more tough. He'd be more cool, but he'd still be kind of dorky. He'd still be smart. He'd be a big tough guy who was very smart. Now we get to Majin Buu Saga, and this would go about the same way until they get to the ship where they instantly defeat everybody. Gohan is already beyond this level of Super Saiyan 2, Master Super Saiyan 2, Trunks from the future in Super, and he would instantly defeat Dabura because there wouldn't be no competition. Piccolo would just completely destroy Babidi and take care of that, and then Supreme Kai grabs the egg and takes it back to their planet so they can keep it in safekeeping. Now, they would still offer for them to train. Goku would be fine with training on Supreme Kai's planet, taking Gohan and Piccolo, so they can all learn from him. This is where Goku can learn Kai, same with Gohan and and Piccolo, because it'll be a nice power to gain. Now, they do the whole sword thing, and Gohan will unlock Mystic because Elder Kai would give him the power. This Gohan would be even more powerful. He'd probably be near the level of Mystic Gohan who faced Super Saiyan Blue Goku in Super. He would be that much more powerful. Now let's get into Daima. Daima would not happen. It would not be a problem. They would go through the same steps over and over. Goku would unlock Super Saiyan 4, but instead he would just destroy Goma. It wouldn't be a problem because he's already way more powerful. Vegeta would be a little annoyed because Goku unlocked Super Saiyan 4 with ease while he had to train with it. Vegeta would, I would say, be on the way to unlocking Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4, and because he's been training a lot and has been kind of humbled, so he has a lot of powerful training partners. Now we get into Super. Beerus would come down, finally awake, seeing that there's a Super Saiyan God, so he wouldn't need to look for him. Goku would be on Earth, and they'd be at the party. Now, before Goku faces off against Beerus, he would go through the gauntlet of powerful fighters. In the ranking, it would be Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, then Goku. He would go first with Vegeta to see the true primal power of a Saiyan, and it would be a fun fight. I would say he'd have a really good time, but it really wouldn't make him use his full power. Gohan would be happy to go next, and he'd be a lot more powerful, and thanks to having Mystic unlocked, he would give him a really good fight. I would say almost on par with Super Saiyan God Goku from Battle of Gods. So he would be finished with that. Next would be Piccolo, Orange Piccolo, and that would be an amazing fight. Piccolo would be putting in so much work, and he wouldn't be a god. He would just be using his Namekian powers. Beerus would still win because he would start using Hakai powers that would just atomize Piccolo's arms while he gets good hits in. And Piccolo, because Piccolo can regenerate, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. And Piccolo would see that it's Beerus is running on fumes, so tags in Goku, where Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and he actually defeats Beerus. This Goku is so much more powerful than in canon Goku, and combining with Kaioken on top of the Master Super Saiyan Blue instead of just Super Saiyan Blue, he would defeat Beerus. Beerus would be ecstatic that he has so many more powerful people to play with, and Whis and him would head off. Now, there'd be no Frieza revival because he's already taken out on Namek, and King Cold wouldn't have been able to revive him. But even if he did come back, they would have defeated him easily. I'd say Vegeta would still go on to the planet, but instead of gaining God, this is where he truly unlocks Limit Breaker, where he faces off against Beerus and actually gives him a really good fight. I would say it's even until it's on par until Beerus starts using his max power. Vegeta still loses, but he sees that there's another path of power, like the Destroyer Gods, and thinks that's a good path of power I can learn and mass put into my Super Saiyan 4, so I can be a true Saiyan warrior. We go into Universe 6 next. Now, Beerus is totally fine with this tournament and has way more powerful competitors. Things will change, actually, for this one. We would have the same competitors, except for, Majin Buu would be replaced with, Goten or, Gohan. It doesn't matter who. Let's say the early competitors would be the same. First, Goku goes, and he instantly, defeats Botamo, and then you get to Frost, and Goku he's overconfident, thinking he beat Frieza the first time, so he can beat Frost the same way. This is where the Poison Needle comes in. Now you think, Goku could probably just defeat Frost easily, but no, Goku was holding back too much, and he got punished for it. Now, this is where Piccolo comes in. Piccolo is not going to play around. Piccolo instantly destroys Frost before he has a chance to do anything, because Piccolo is way more powerful. He goes Gold Piccolo and just washes him. Next would be like Magetta, and Piccolo would see that like he's making the entire field really hot, which would exhaust Piccolo. So he would go into his orange form and just push a Magetta off the field while being annoyed at and calling him like, you know, super steaming robot, which would make him run off the field. Next would be Kaba. Now Kaba would instantly lose because Piccolo doesn't care about anything about Saiyans. He would just be into the fight and defeat Kaba. Now we get into Hit versus Piccolo. Orange Piccolo, way more powerful than Hit by a mile. Like, Hit would need to do so many moves, so many styles, and it would do nothing against Piccolo, who is just tanking them in his orange form. His orange form is beyond that power. He was able to fight against people that were Super Saiyan, like, blue levels, like the Gammas, and he's been training with years on par with a Super Saiyan blue Goku. So Hit does nothing, and Piccolo wins the tournament. Now, this changes a lot of things because they never saw Goku go Super Saiyan God, so it wasn't on GodTube. And Piccolo is a Namekian who's gained this power by himself, so Zamasu would not get angry, so there's no Zamasu arc. Now you're asking me, would Gohan or Vegeta learn God Ki? Actually, it wouldn't be needed because they would have never asked the dragon because they already had God Ki with Goku. They'd go down their own paths. Gohan would start unlocking beast mode so he could be on par with his father and give him an even more powerful sparring partner. Goten, because Super Saiyan 3 was never found out, would think he found his own style and gain Super Saiyan 3. Trunks would be so much further behind because Vegeta is training even harder by himself, so Trunks is pretty much out of the story. Next we go into the Universal Tournament. In this Universal Tournament, you have like Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, Ultra Ego Vegeta, you have Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, Super Saiyan Blue Master Goku, who is like finally starting to learn Ultra Instinct. I would say he has Omen at best right now. And with a weaker Universe 6, they get like beaten much sooner, and this crew alone would just defeat the entire universe. It would be insane. They would get to Jiren, and Jiren and his group with Topo and Dispo, like Gohan, Piccolo, and Goku would take on these guys, and it would be such an amazing fight. Like, Gohan would show he's a true beast, fighting against Dispo, chasing after him, defeating him and pushing him off the stage. Topo and Piccolo, because Piccolo has experience with Gava's destruction key, he would be able to counter it by making sure it never touches him and do like very big heavy attacks against Topo, punching him off the field. Goku would be using Omen and he would be able to just destroy Jiren. It would be an amazing battle. Vegeta instead would be fighting against the Saiyans. He would teach them Super Saiyan. Like, they would have Kefla, Kale, Kaba would gain Super Saiyan. He would face them because they're still Saiyans. They're not going down the path of a god or whatever Gohan is as a half Saiyan. And Vegeta would defeat them. Like, he would still defeat the fusion quite easily because he's way more powerful as well. Jiren gets defeated, and that ends the Universal Tournament after they wish everyone back to life. Now, because they didn't have 17 and 18, which didn't change much, they had Yamcha, they had Master Roshi, maybe even asked Chi-Chi or whoever, but this was very easily done. Now, with future Trunks, because there's no Zamasu arc, he's living in peace. There's no troubles in the future. He defeats Dabura way easier because he would have unlocked Super Saiyan 2 sooner and mastered it. So his timeline is peaceful. He's just there with his mother and Mai, and then he just has his own little happy life. There'd be no problem there. Now we can go into superheroes and the Moro arc because they're essentially the last arcs. Superhero taken down easily by Goku, Beast, and Piccolo. Now you're thinking that the Gammas would be way more powerful, but the Gammas would wouldn't be like able to comprehend the power jumps between Gohan and Piccolo, because they would be even more tremendously powerful, having trained a lot on off the planet so they don't destroy it. So when Gohan and Piccolo go full power, they defeat the Gammas and stop semi-perfect Cell Max, and stop the entire arc very easily. Now the last arc would be the Moro arc. Moro would be their last obstacle, and this would be such an easy time for Goku, who's now mastered Ultra Instinct and has both forms of both Ultra Instinct, the Susanoo, and everything like that. The robot would be unable to copy, like handle both Piccolo and Gohan. He may be able to copy their powers, but he would be completely washed by them and Vegeta, like all four of them training together, like fighting together. And then Goku would be able to defeat Moro before he even became powerful, because they wouldn't have Majin Buu. Like, he would still be sealed away. This Goku is a lot more powerful, but he also has Gohan, who's continuously training, Piccolo, who's gone orange early, which means he's like even more powerful than that, and Vegeta going Super Saiyan 4, Limit Breaker Ultra Ego, where he can use Hakai energy with his Super Saiyan 4. And that is the short what if Goku unlocks Super Saiyan God on Namek. Thanks for listening, everyone.